Cuffs are off, man. Get right. Too many left in these leagues, but I ain't gonna leave. I'ma get right. Get right. Down to the bottom and scratch it for all the.
Hey everybody, Adam Rank here.
What's up, everybody? It's Marcus Grant.
This is AJ Dillon of the Green Bay Packers.
I got to give a shout out to y'all at Get Right Fantasy.
If you are not subscribed, what are you waiting for? You want to lose your league?
Our league. Check out the Get Right Fantasy Network.
You got to get right with the Get Right Fantasy Network.
Best of luck with your podcast. Appreciate the support.
And you're tuned in to watch my boys at Get Right Fantasy Network. Get you right. Enjoy the show.
But I tune in every Friday. Strategies provided, I will lock in every way. So go and roll your sleeves up. Yeah, go and roll your sleeves up. And I'm getting down, cause I roll my sleeves up. And I'm getting right, cause I roll my sleeves up.
What up? What up? What up, world? We are back. I'm Anthony, aka Rasta. This is Get Right Fantasy Network, and I'm here with my guy Fishing Frank. What up, Frank? How you doing? Happy Monday, bro. How you doing?
What up, man? You have a good
Awesome.
weekend?
It was good,
Spent the
man.
time with the fam and all that.
For sure. Got my son graduating last week, so had the fam all out here. So that was real fun to get them all together. Had a good time. A lot of food, a lot of memories. So it was real good stuff. Of course, watching my guy moving on to bigger and better things here, man. In the fantasy world, of course, I left you hanging on Monday night, but you threw down a nice little $5 puppy draft best ball. So that was pretty cool. Hopefully you guys caught that. If you don't, you can go back and check it out. And also for on Friday, I missed Friday as well too, but we had Tycoon and Classic Mike hold it down with our special guest, Mr. Jim Coventry from Sirius XM. So that was a nice treat to have over there. So if you guys missed it, make sure you go check it out. From last Friday, they did a Scott Fishbowl mock. So that's basically what we're doing now here in June, is doing our Scott Fishbowl mock. So we're not breaking those down just because there's a bunch of special scoring settings and third round reversal, and it gets all too crazy. So we'll kind of we're not going to dive too much into that here on Mondays. If you want to get in Scott Fishbowl, Fridays will be the day for that. But of course, we are going to help promote Scott Fishbowl. Obviously, myself, Tycoon, Classic Mike, we are already got our invites. Thank you, Scott, for doing that. And Frank, you're signed up, for the first time here this year. So we're trying to get you in. So we'll see what happens. For those who don't know, what is the Scott Fishbowl that we're talking about? Scott Fishbowl is basically kind of the world's most famous fantasy football tournament. Basically has every kind of analyst in the fantasy industry, athletes, actors, musicians, celebrities, just thousands of other just fantasy football fans and players, and it's all basically everyone playing in the spirit of charity, and just doing good. So it's just a feel good. It's a place to kind of network and get to know people. And just kind of all come together, all of us degenerates. And it's kind of like the kickoff to the fantasy football season unofficially. So if you do want to get involved, of course, with the Scott Fishbowl, first thing you can do is go donate to fantasycares.org. Donating does not get you a spot in the Scott Fishbowl 14, just so you know. You can't buy your way in. It doesn't work that way, but it doesn't hurt either. I mean, that's the point of what we're here to do. This is to, get those donations in there. That's what it's all about. So first and foremost, what a lot of people don't understand is you got to go sign up first. So go to scottfishbowl.com, get signed up. Make sure you're signed up for the Scott Fishbowl 14. Because a lot of people might win a spot or do something like that, like, through a show like ours. And then they come back and tell us, hey, this person's not even signed up for Scott Fishbowl, so we can't even get him in. So first and foremost, man, make sure you guys go to scottfishbowl.com, get signed up. And then ways to get in, Scott Fishbowl. You can subscribe to the fantasycares.org YouTube channel. They're running, races, drawings. They have contests on their Twitter, so make sure you follow them there or on X, fantasycares.org. And then, of course, follow Scott Fish too. He's going to tell you all things Scott Fishbowl as well. So make sure you shoot him a follow if you haven't already. There's also the SFB Hopefuls group that you can become a part of. and finding other shows out there, including ours, that have been lucky enough to be able to partner with Scott Fish to be able to give out a golden ticket into this year's Scott Fish Bowl 14, ticket. Man. So Get Right Fantasy, man, we're going to be giving out a ticket here. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be doing that race. It's going to be one of those 100-yard dash races that we love so much. So that'll be Friday, the 21st. We're going to give that thing out. So to increase your chances, make sure you tune into the live stream here. So to get your entry, you have to be subscribed to our channel, of course. Subscribe to our affiliate channels, the Fantasy Football Tavern and the Extra Point. So make sure you subscribe to all three of those channels and leave a comment. Either if you're watching this later, just leave a comment in the comment section with hashtag SFB14. And if you're here on the live chat, you can actually earn extra entries every time you're here with us live. So if you want to get in Scott Fish Bowl, hashtag SFB14 in the chat. Frank, if you see people writing SFB14 in the chat, if you don't mind, write their name down. Maybe get like a Google Doc or a spreadsheet or something going on, so we can get them added. So that's what we're going to do. So again, leave hashtag SFB14 in the live chat. Make sure you're subscribed to Get Right Fantasy, which hopefully you are. If you're watching right now, hit that like and subscribe button. And then, if you know someone that's trying to get in, send them our way. Have them subscribe to the Extra Point, subscribe to the Tavern, and of course, be signed up at scottfishbowl.com to earn your spot, man. So we're going to be giving that away again Friday, June 21st. So come join us, guys. So I will turn over to Frank. Tonight we're going to be doing a best ball, Underdog Best Ball draft. So why don't you tell the people what we got going on tonight? And oh, there we go. Look, we got Dim Boy saying what's up, and he's throwing that hashtag SFB14 in there. So get him down for an entry.
I'll make sure I get
there we go. We got the Roland here saying what's up. And he said, when did you get all those stars advertising? Ray checked out the intro, man. We had that rolling since last year. Yeah. I know sometimes you join us in the middle of a stream, but you caught us right away this time because we were fairly on time. 8 minutes isn't too bad for us being late.
Pretty good. That's pretty good time,
but yeah, man, that's a big shout out to our boy Wilson over there, our ambassador extraordinaire, hooking us up, getting those guys to say a little something nice about Get Right Fantasy over here. So there we go. It looks like he's on the bus. It's boring. He just got off a 2-hour train ride. Right. So traveling somewhere. Where are you going, Roll? Let us know where you're going, man. Yeah. Let us know. All right. So again, leave that hashtag SFB14 in the chat if you want that chance to get the SFB14 golden ticket. All right. Now I'll let you go ahead, Frank. Tell them what we're doing.
So tonight we're going to be doing a $7 Underdog Poodle. It's a best ball draft, which is about 18 rounds, 1 QB, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 1 flex, and 10 bench spots. It is a $40,000 for first place prize. Doing half-point PPR, 4 points per passing touchdowns. Regular season is 1 through 14, weeks 1 through 14, and playoffs are 15, 16, and 17. So they are playing all the way through the season here.
Absolutely. And if you want to get on with us right now, make sure you guys go into the description, use that link. Of course, use that promo code GETRIGHT. To get your deposit match. You can deposit $500, get up to $250 in bonus cash, but you can deposit as little as $10, and you'll get a $5 in additional bonus cash plus a free pick'em. So you'll be able to get one of those as well. So we'll kind of give everyone a second here, Frank included. We're gonna get this Poodle going again. A $7 entry.
There's like a 10-second delay before when you say click, then when it happens.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of giving people, giving them a chance. I think it's more like 5 seconds. It's not too bad. So hopefully you guys can get in with us. Ooh, excuse me. Ooh, we got a cough button for a reason, guys. Sorry about that. Let me use that button. But yeah, so we're gonna get in this thing here. $7 entry. We'll kind of count it down here. Basically, we're gonna hit enter, and then when we hit yes, I'm gonna count it down. And we'll hit yes. So at least, Frank, hopefully you and I get in the same one here, or something might be kind of interesting. If it doesn't happen.
Hold on. I'm not ready. Are you going to hit enter? Are you going to hit yes? Let me know when you hit yes.
Ooh, excuse me again. All right, so let's get this thing going, man. I'm going to count it down. So if you guys are with us, make sure you guys get that app open. Get that Poodle pulled up. If you want to join Frank and I here, while one of us draft the $40,000 team and the other one drafts like the $20,000 team, whatever second place is, that's what we're trying to accomplish right now. So let's do it, man. We'll count it down on 5, and then we'll hit this yes button. So we got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Did you hit it? Yours is not doing anything. Oh.
All right, so I'm in there. It says 4 people. Does yours say 4 people on your side?
It's still fetching. Still fetching over here.
Uh-oh. Hopefully you get in.
It's
3
fetching.
people now. Join us if you're here.
Come on.
The roll says he's going back home. He's just getting back from northern Utah. So there you go.
Nice.
Where's home, Roll? Where are you going back to?
I didn't know how many people are in here.
It says right here in the corner. We're waiting for one more person to join us.
Waiting
There
one
it is.
person? Is that what it is? Waiting one person?
Yeah, waiting on one. Does yours say waiting on one too?
Yeah.
Perfect. That means we're good. So we have Tresner here saying, "Hey Anthony, how's it going, man?" Tresner says, "Hey Frank, how's it going, Frank? How you doing?"
How's it going, Tristan?
Oh. All right. So what pick did we get?
Yeah, what'd you end up with?
Oh, you're pick 2? Fish and Frank, pick 2. Where do they got me at? I'm all the way in 12. Well, we're on the complete opposite sides here, my friend.
Oh shit, I'm not even in the draft.
I see you right here.
Closed.
Oh, really?
There we go.
Well, you're pick 2. You better get in there, man. You better get in there.
I got it here.
All right, there you go. Well, I'm gonna have an interesting build here at 12, so we'll see what happens. It's not great.
I've been doing a lot of super flex. So I'm like geared up to like I gotta make sure I don't start drafting quarterbacks.
Yeah. We're not doing super flex here this time, man. We're not doing super flex here. All right, so let me get this out. I'm gonna pull up the draft board and share this with you guys here. I know the viewers here are usually used to looking more at a view like this, so we'll keep it like this here for a while. Just kind of keep me posted if I need to start scrolling down in the chat, guys. Just let me know. Otherwise,
that looks good.
Let's get it going here. So I just want to cover some things here since I'm in.
People see what you're like. Your draft board looks like.
Right. So I just want to go over some just basic stuff. If you guys, yeah, I know, right? Yeah, 12 is gross, man. I completely agree. But we'll see what we can put together here. We'll win.
Well,
we'll win 40K.
CD with number 1. I'll go ahead.
There it is.
McCaffrey. I mean,
yeah, that's nice.
I'll just go ahead and do that.
Get that done. Make sure you let me know too if it's my pick. If these guys start going quickly, I'm kind of keeping my eye on it, but I'm on a different screen. All right, so just to let you guys know, man, as we're going to kind of go through this draft, you guys will hear us talk about some certain terminology. So I just kind of wanted to go through like kind of the top 3 kind of terminology, best ball terminology that you're going to hear for those that are maybe a little newer to best ball. Or even just to fantasy in general. There are people checking us out here for the first time. And if you are, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for us. That helps us out real nice. But one of the biggest things you're probably going to hear when it comes to best ball is stacking. So I'm sure you guys have heard, the word stacking already. I'm sure a lot of you already know what it is. But basically, for those, again, who are new, just stacking means basically taking at least one pass catcher on the same NFL team as your quarterback. This can basically be done to increase the lineup volatility or decrease the lineup volatility. So when you're trying to win like a big tournament against thousands of other people, there's going to be overlap across those rosters. So in order to win a big tournament like that, you need to be able to maximize that weekly upside. So basically, it's been proven that stacking's the best way and almost only way to achieve that. Because when you don't stack, every time that your guy does something well, quarterback throws a touchdown to the wide receiver, for example, it's benefiting that other team too. So hold on, I'm on the clock right now. Let's go.
I was saying you went away.
Let's see. We're gonna go Arthur
2 picks
Juan
back to back as he's going on there.
we're gonna
But
go
yeah,
Arthur
one thing about stacking I wanted to mention that helped maybe people plan this out. Is to start considering who you want to stack, right? What teams you want to stack. Then you kind of want to look at where those average draft position are for those players, right? So if you end up, let's say here, I'm on Ross St. Brown, right? you want to kind of say, look at when his QB's going, what round is he going in? So you could kind of expect him when to take him, and when when you could produce the stack, not just be hoping that the guy comes back to you. You got to
Right.
know, you got to plan for that almost.
Yeah, you're not going to go completely out of your way, but at the same time, you do want to kind of plan it or have an idea, like you
Be
said,
conscious
where
of
these
it.
guys are falling. If you're taking Amon Ra in the first round, then that's going to be okay because you can probably grab Goff a little later too. Because he's not going as high, as some of
Yeah,
the other quarterbacks, but you'll be
maybe
able
get
to
him
achieve
sixth,
that
seventh
stat
round, eighth round, ninth round.
exactly. So those are the some of the things to keep in mind. So every time or so obviously going back to it, you can increase that volatility there. In order to decrease the volatility, you can go with a QB RB stack. So that just basically means your QB and RB are most likely going to kind of cannibalize each other. So most likely they're both not going to go off. But you're going to get all of the yards and touchdowns most likely for that team. Because whether he's throwing the touchdown or running it in, as long as that team is scoring, putting up
You're
28
doing
points,
good.
35 points, you're most likely going to get that, but it's just going to kind of cap your ceiling. But at the same time, that's why stacking with those pass catching running backs is a nice kind of way to,
Had
kind of
that.
get some extra correlation there, which we'll get into here next. But basically, you stack your quarterback with pass catching running backs like Christian McCaffrey, and Purdy, Alvin Kamara, Derek Carr, Goff and Gibbs, Cousins and Bijan, guys like that. So that, these guys are almost, wide receivers, in their own, but are also going to get that running back work as well. So, again, those names I mentioned are either the kind of the up and coming guys, like Gibbs and Bijan, as well as, some of the ones that have been, probably some of the best pass catching running backs, in history, who we've kind of said are basically wide receiver ones and running back ones in one. They're the cheat code, and that's the Alvin Kamara of, a couple years ago when he was getting both the rushing and the passing. Obviously one of the highest targeted, running backs last year. And then of course, we all know CMC, which is why, of course, Frank, you took him 102, which is almost a steal, getting him at 102, just even that having that chance
Yeah.
for him. So yeah.
Already
So
stacking
anything
with
else?
Debo Samuels right here at wide receiver as well.
There you go. So let's see. So
This is a San Francisco.
Tresner said CMC baby, so he liked your CMC pick there. He also said, wow, Drake London at 11th pick is insane. And yeah, that is kind of insane there.
Stephon Diggs.
That's an interesting pick. And I didn't even notice that because I had everything else going on.
I was going to say, let's go ahead and recap where we were, the last.
For sure. And then he said Brown Olave nice for me. He says he absolutely hates Nico Collins at the current ADP, the roll says. So let's kind of recap it here. The first round, like you said, besides that, let me get the right screen up here. Go ahead, Frank. Read off the first round there, where we're at.
Hot Dog Fingers over here took CD Lamb as the number one. So I, lucked in to get Christian McCaffrey at my 102 spot. Then went off Tyreek Hill, Jamar Chase, Amon Ra, Justin Jefferson. And then we get back to the running backs again here with Bijan Robinson and Brees Hall going 7th and 8th there, respectively. Now we got Garrett Wilson, Puka Nacua, Drake London, and A.J. Brown rounding out the top 12. And then you went wide receiver right back with Chris Olave here. Then we go Marvin Harrison, Jahmyr Gibbs, Devontae Adams. So it's very wide receiver heavy, as you can see. And then finally getting another, set of running backs. So these guys going running back. Both of these guys going Jonathan Taylor, Saquon Barkley. Brandon Ayuk here, which is, I heard some news about him being traded and all kinds of stuff been going on with that guy. So who knows?
Either him or Debo, right?
Yeah. I even took Debo, so we'll see what happens. Travis Etienne coming here, another running back, decent spot there. Nico Collins, Jalen Waddle, who I thought was going to come back to me, but he didn't. So I ended up taking Debo myself. And then Malik Neighbors here to round out the top 24. We're coming back around here. I think it's almost your pick coming up here. Yeah. What are
Yeah.
you thinking? You need another wide receiver? What's your strategy right now?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go wide receiver here. I mean, I think it's just a smidge early here for Gibbs, but when you're on the turn like this, sometimes you gotta pick one pick at your spot, and then you may have to reach, about a half a round or so, which is almost kind of normal sometimes on how you're building your teams, unless there's two guys there that you absolutely love. For me personally, I was hoping to grab DJ Moore right there. Actually built a team earlier, which so I'm probably good that I didn't. But I was able to build a team earlier that had the DJ Moore. I was able to get Caleb Williams, and it was like he fell like almost 15, 20 picks past ADP.
Oh wow!
So that was nice.
Yeah, that's a steal.
I just kind of went with the Chicago stack. I had Swift on that team. I went Komet, so I got like kind of the super stack on that team there.
Tight end, everybody.
Yeah. So right here it's kind of tough. Like I'm in a weird spot. I think for the most part, I'm probably going to go just Laporta right here. I just feel like he's going to outscore most of the wide receivers at this point. I mean, also gives me an opportunity to get that golf stack later on. And then here, it's a little interesting, but I'm probably gonna go T Higgins here. Is who I'm thinking. So yeah, let's just go T Higgins. Get those 3 wide receivers. Get an elite tight end there as well, and again, just kind of getting those pass catchers in there. So you typically want to get at least your 5th receiver. I'm sure you listen to guys like Mason Dodd and these guys here that have been doing this a lot longer than we have, but just kind of following their lead and just seeing the data on rotoviz.com. Basically you're wanting to grab that 5th receiver within rounds 7 or 8, kind of at the latest. You want to make sure you have at least those 5 tight ends. Gives you a little bit of leeway
5 wide receivers
thank you. That happens every once in a while. I'm still looking at tight ends right now.
Yeah.
So kind of gives you, that opportunity to, get your elite onesie positions, your elite tight end, your elite quarterback, get that anchor, hero RB going, get those 5 wide receivers in there, ideally, by round 8. Me personally, I kind of like taking that elite tight end, elite quarterback. I may just wait on, and almost kind of go like a modified 0 RB to get my 5th receiver in there before, in round 7 at least, by round 7. But if you go to 8, you're still good as far as what the numbers look like, as far as advance rates into the semifinals and finals, or just making the playoffs, semifinals, and then finals. And for those of you guys who don't know, I may or may not sound, like I know what I'm doing here. And of course, there's a lot of luck that, goes in with it as well. But I did place 42nd out of over 70,000 people last year in the Chihuahua. Turned my $4 into basically $400. It was $399 is what I got paid out. So I'll say 400. So, 100x my money isn't bad. So, taking some of these things we apply, and basically that's, pretty much how I draft almost, every team. It's either anchor RB, 0 RB. And, you kind of live and die with the wide receivers there. You just hope you get good ones and, grab those either the handcuffs or those, 0 RB type guys later, that you'll see us coming through here. So another option I could have done there as well too, is instead of going T Higgins, I could have grabbed just my elite tight end and my elite quarterback there. Probably would have been smart to grab Jalen Hurts, of course, in a 4-point per passing touchdown here in this best ball. Does lay favor to those running quarterbacks. So Jalen Hurts was there, who went 2 picks after T Higgins. So if I could probably do it over again, if I wasn't like streaming the show and having to worry about, the production of everything here, if I was really thinking about it a little more, probably would have went Sam Laporta, Jalen Hurts there on the turn to get that stack with Arthur Juan, and you're getting that elite quarterback with the rushing upside. I think I really missed out there. I think I might have thrown my 40K away right there in the 4th. So learn from me, guys. Learn from me. So I see, Frank, here you just grabbed yourself an elite quarterback. Maybe
Yes.
I kind of talked you into that, and you did it the nice way.
No.
You kind of grabbed the last of the tier there with
Yeah.
Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts. I see you did bypass Lamar though. So what's your thought process there?
I just think Patrick Mahomes this year will have a better year than last. I think they were kind of holding him back. They had a rough beginning, and I think they have they made sure that he got a lot more weapons this year, a lot more wide receivers at his disposable, so that it helped the whole Kelsey thing, which I think they're gonna keep him trying to they did extend get 2 more years out of him in the contract, but I think they're gonna kind of save him for the playoffs type scenario, right? Where they don't play him as much, and at least get his touchdown in or whatever per game or something. I just don't think that they're going to keep him
Ooh.
on his field as much as they had been Kelsey. So that's why. But I still think that Mahomes is going to have a very good year because the receiving core got better. Just because of that, that's why I just took him where he was at. I was like, this guy reached down for Anthony Richardson, which I really liked, and I was like, between him and Lamar. Lamar does do a lot of running. But that's what scares me. He could get injured.
Mhm.
Mahomes doesn't do as much scrambling as Lamar does. I don't think. You know what I mean? So yeah,
He is deceptively,
yeah, he
does get
does.
some of that running in there, but yeah,
Not as much.
um,
He's not known as
yeah, he's not like the Lamar,
Yeah.
type. So, for sure.
Thanks, Chris. I
So I
appreciate that.
think, yeah, there you go. I wanted to give you that love there. I'm probably looking at James Cook here, kind of do like a little anchor RB, half PPR type guy. He's here, you know, kind of getting a little down here on. Yeah, it's getting a little rough here at wide receiver. So I think there's some better value here at the running back position, and I'm kind of getting close to those elite quarterbacks. The problem is can I wait for Joe Burrow to come back around, or do I just grab someone here? Do I reach or grab CJ Stroud? He doesn't run. I have T Higgins. I'm just going to reach on Burrow here. I mean, his ADP is 80. It's definitely a reach. I probably could have waited for him to come back. But just when you're drafting this 12 spot, it's a little rough. I
Yeah.
already lost the stack with AJ Brown by not grabbing Hurts early, so that kind of forced me here into grabbing this T Higgins stack. I have to worry about the Jamar Chase team trying to grab him. That Jamar Chase team is going to pick twice before I get my next pick. So not only do I have to dodge it once, I have to dodge it twice. And I definitely don't want to be going in with a stack with Chris Olave. So I kind of made an executive decision there to get the stack with T Higgins. So definitely be looking to target our boy Jermaine Burton down here towards the end of the draft. So he's going to be someone that I'll be looking at to fill like that 6th or 7th wide receiver spot if he potentially pops in that Tyler Boyd role. Again, should Higgins or Chase go down. Ideally in this
He
situation,
was with you on
Chase,
that. He
but
said, "Grab Joe Burrow. He ain't coming back."
yeah. So okay. So see, there we go.
James Cook's good too. I
Hey
like James
Tresner,
Cook
I need to
myself.
have you here every time I'm drafting my guy, making me feel good about this here. But I still think I really did mess up on that Hurts pick. I think that was honestly the way to go. But again, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So as it's making its way back here to you, Frank, we'll kind of get into some more of this lingo here for those that are maybe new here to Best Ball, checking it out for the first time. We did talk about stacking and kind of what that means, and how to kind of execute it as well. So if you guys want, you can go back and rewind if you didn't catch that or want some info or have any questions.
I'm
Drop
about
them
to
in the
do some
chat.
stacking right now, Anthony.
Hey, there it is. There it is.
About
Let
to
me know
take
what
some
you
Xavier Worthy. That'll stack with my
Pat
Patrick Mahomes.
Very nice, Frankie. Let me roll this up a little bit here. So
That just
people
fell
can
to
see.
me. I have actually drafted Xavier Worthy in my dynasty league, so I was happy to take him there as well in this league, and that's a stack literally right back to back on those guys.
There it goes. Well done.
It worked out.
So we'll get into correlation as you're making your next pick there and thinking about what's going on. I'm still at 12, so it'll be a while for me. So let's talk about
6 in a row.
correlation. So this is like a real nerdy, super nerdy stat here. Basically correlation is the relationship between two variables in which both variables move in tandem. So basically when one variable increases, the other increases. So basically, how we apply that to fantasy football is, you're looking to kind of target games with, fantasy relevant players that are also going to be part of, potential shootouts. So when it comes to correlation, a lot of people are talking weeks 15, 16, and 17. Of course, you want to make the playoffs, but you don't want to just play it safe to get in the playoffs. Your whole goal is to get first place and win this $40,000. So the best way to do that is you just have to maximize at every level. Basically, if you're not first, you're last, as we all know. The saying goes there. And so that's kind of the mindset you have to have. You can't think about, someone getting injured or this and that, and you're always thinking and assuming that you're going to be advancing and making it, to week 17. Now, you can't just completely go out of your way, but by looking at the correlated games in week 17, you can kind of see, if you were to make it there, you kind of want to be targeting players. Again, if you're deciding between two players that are at similar value, get one of those players that's going to be in one of these, week 17 matchups. So, kind of went through and came up with, what I thought are probably like the top 10 games to target.
You're one pick away.
Week 17. Oh, good looking out. So Frank, why don't you go ahead and just read them off my list there while I get ready for my next pick of the top 10 week 17 matchups.
Let me get to that point. Sorry, I wasn't following along here.
That's all good.
Give me 1 second here. That's not on the sheet. Sorry.
It's right there. If not, I'm gonna make my pick and we'll get there.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go
We are in a
Jameson
league.
Williams.
We could do our best, and I just obviously we're trying to win. Hopefully, there's a lot of money involved as well. Top 10 week 17 correlation game targets. We're looking at Detroit at San Francisco, Dallas at Philadelphia, Miami at Cleveland, Arizona at the Rams. We got Baltimore at Houston, Green Bay at Minnesota, Seattle at Chicago, Atlanta at Washington, and the Jets at Buffalo.
Ugh.
So yeah, that last
no,
one
that was a good one. I meant on my pick. That was my first share of Deontay Johnson right there, but I got scared about Rashee Rice, but I probably should have just went ahead and went with him, as it would have been my fifth wide receiver. And I'm trying to stay, within getting that fifth wide receiver by the 8th round.
I got my fifth.
Yeah. So I don't know if you consider Joe Burrow an elite quarterback maybe at this point, just with his injury history and stuff. But again, I did that for the stack. So just going back through those game matchups, and I'll kind of get into that again with the correlation. Getting Detroit, that guys in that Detroit San Francisco matchup, probably going to be a shootout. We all saw the playoff game there. There's going to be bad blood. It's going to be week 17. Could have potential seeding implications. So that's what makes it appealing to me. Of course, I'm a San Francisco fan as well, so I kind of have this one, kind of got it on the calendar. Looking at it there, especially from a fantasy football, side of it. Dallas Philly should be a nice little shootout there. Again, divisional game late in the season, could have playoff implications. Obviously, a lot of fantasy relevant players in this one. Obviously, was my reason why I went AJ Brown over Marvin Harrison Jr. there at the 12 spot. So kind of my thought process there. Obviously, you got CD, you got Dak. There's going to be good players in that game. Arthur Juan, Devontae Smith, Ertz. We talk about all that. The Miami Cleveland game should be good. Obviously, the guys in Miami, high volume offense. So that should be, good matchup there if Deshaun, can come through. So we'll see what happens. You do got Arizona at Los Angeles, which again isn't a bad matchup. Maybe I probably should have went Marvin Harrison and Arthur Juan there. I don't know about spending a, second round pick on a guy who hasn't quite caught a pass yet. I mean, I believe him and all. He's definitely the, top wide receiver in this class and in multiple classes. I know he'll be fine. Just trying to win 40K. We'll see what happens. I probably shouldn't put my 40K in Derek Carr's on his throwing shoulder, but we'll see what happens. That Baltimore Houston is a nice game. I find myself finding a lot of Houston and Baltimore players. I have several teams where I've gotten Lamar. I just love the value that he's typically going. Where I'm somewhere in the middle of the drafts there. Not going to reach him when I'm here in the 12 spot. But those should be good players. A lot of players involved in that one. Diggs, Collins, Tangdell, CJ Stroud, obviously. So that should be good. And then, of course, Baltimore, you have that side of it as well. Green Bay, Minnesota, love all the, second year wide receivers there. Two, young tight ends in that offense. You have Josh Jacobs there. So, that's going to be a good one in Minnesota in a dome, which is nice too. On the other side of the ball, you have, of course, JJ McCarthy, or maybe is it Sam Darnold? At that point, if McCarthy doesn't make the field, you got Justin Jefferson, of course, Addison, maybe Hawkinson's back by week 17. So there could be, some really good matchups there. And then you got that Seattle, Chicago game, obviously with Caleb and DJ Moore and, all those weapons there, Swift and all that. And then, of course, you got DK, Lockett, JSN, Gino on the other side. But, that could be a potential shootout there. Teams that are of, similar set. No one's just going to pummel the other one. Atlanta at Washington should be a nice matchup as well. You got, Pitts, you got London, you got Cousins on one side. You have, Drake May, or not May, Jaden Daniels, on the other side with my boy Brian Robinson, who I like. You got Scary Terry, but again, that should be a nice little matchup there. And then, the Jets and Buffalo, you got Aaron Rodgers versus, Josh Allen and those weapons there, Keon Coleman, James Cook, who I got a piece of in this one here. So, I love Tyler Conklin. He'll probably be on this team as well. I don't think I've left one of these best ball drafts without Tyler Conklin, so I'm hoping he really hits this year. Exactly. So there it is. Let's see. So I got 12 seconds to get this thing going. What do we got going on here? Let me just get Dobbs queued up just in case. There we go. And am I gonna make it? Did I make it?
Dobbs.
I don't know if I made it.
Just went Dobbs.
Okay, so it did go Dobbs. All right, cool. So we'll go Dobbs here, and then what do we got going? Probably need to start looking for running back. I'm probably good at wide receiver now, but I got to start pulling in some running backs. So in this build here, I just got to kind of take as much as maybe not the greatest on Tony Pollard, just at this value. I think he's good value for my team.
Talking about him, Pollard over Connor.
Oh, in the chat?
He's agreeing. Pollard over Connor as well. So T1 Resner here agree that Pollard over Connor. So, hey.
Yeah. And he's saying I'm up, so appreciate that. So, again,
Zach Moss in the 8th.
Ooh, there we go. That's actually who I was kind of looking for with that Cincinnati stack. I was hoping that he would fall down to me there. So if I wasn't reading all that stuff off, I would have been a little more upset on that snipe, Frank. So
yeah, they got me for my tight end earlier, and I was like, well, I got to wait a little longer then.
There it is. So again, just that correlation with the week 17, you want to be targeting those matchups, which kind of brings us to the next term that we have here. Which is the bring back or bring it back. So when you kind of hear that term, it was kind of originated in DFS. It's like a DFS concept that you basically apply to large tournaments, and specifically that week 17 matchup. Just means basically using at least one player from the opponent of your quarterback stack. So for example, using that Detroit San Francisco week 17 game, if you have that Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jared Goff stack, you can bring it back with, Ayuk, Debo, Kittle, because you're assuming that's going to be, a week 17 shootout. So obviously one team is going to have to catch up to another. You're hoping it's back and forth and high scoring, which means, most likely one or those guys are going to be, pretty good. So you want to have that correlation between those players. Again, correlation, I want to make sure I get it right. So the correlation is the relationship between two variables.
Sorry not to interrupt, but these guys got me for Brock Purdy. I was hoping he'd follow me so I could make another stack.
Get that Ayuk stack.
Yeah.
Ooh,
and
almost. Yeah, with
like
that
you were
Kim
mentioning,
McCaffrey Ayuk, you would have had that super stack in that Week 17 matchup. You're building a monster over there, Frank. You're building a
I got to
monster if
get my
Brady would have
guy
fell to
here,
you.
Dalton Schultz. Need to get
Ooh.
that tight end here.
So yeah, so basically just saying, you know, you want to bring a guy back that's in that same matchup to just maximize your output for that week. So that's what a bring back is, if you were wondering. So, where are you at, Frank? What you got
I
going
don't know
on
why
over there?
everybody's
Let me
fading
scroll
Tyler
this screen
Lockett.
up.
I mean, but ooh, I don't know. Maybe Chase Brown.
Could be the JSN takeover. What you thinking here on the clock? You went Schultz.
Yeah.
You haven't taken a wide receiver in a while.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I gotta go with Lockett.
Just go with Lockett.
He's falling a lot, man.
Okay.
But he's still decent. It's still getting. I don't know if Jason's taken over yet, or if it does do it this year, if it's his breakout year, who knows?
Well, it is what it is, right? Got to go for it. See how it goes. So right now, Frank, you're sitting at 1 quarterback, 3 running backs, 6 wide receivers, 1 tight end. So I like that. I like what you're doing there. That build. Yep, you have it. Pretty wide receiver heavy, as we like to see. You got most of your wide receivers in there, as well too. So I'm sitting at a 1-2-6-1 build myself right now. So we'll see what comes around. I'm probably looking to take maybe 1 or 2 more wide receivers, and then basically I'm slamming running backs, and then I'll snag another quarterback and a tight end here. So some guys I could potentially be looking at here. There's still, of course, Derek Carr. There I could go Bryce Young. Pretty much that's it. I can even go with a crazy little weird stack and grab that Aaron Rodgers and Tyler Conklin if things really get out of hand for me. I may have to grab. Oh, I was gonna say, man. I was like, I might have to grab Herbert because, yeah, I got it. I was like, I might have to just grab Herbert
as
here.
soon as you said that, I put him up on my list, but the dude just took him right before you.
Yeah, I think he felt it coming. I was like, ooh. So right here, let me see. I got Joey B. They're both week 12. So I almost have to go Stafford right here, even though I like it and unstack Stafford. I probably could have waited and maybe went Bryce Young. Probably what I should have done. But I think at this point, considering I just have Burrow and Stafford, I'm probably going to have to do a 3 QB build, which I kind of hate to do. But I'm definitely going to be. I want some Brandon Cooks right here for whatever reason. I don't even tell me why, man. I mean, 8 touchdowns last year. Dude's still, playing. He's not sexy, but he gets the job done. I think he's one of those just like not safe picks, but like he could still have a nice week, kind of win you a week, so to speak. But again, as my wide receiver 7, I just want to get that 7th wide receiver in there and give me some flexibility here towards the end of the draft. But yeah, I'm definitely looking. I'm probably done with wide receiver for a bit here. The only one I'm probably going to want to take next is my boy Jermaine Burton, and I'll probably call it at 8. So if I don't get him, I'll probably go Bateman. Oh, great.
Jermaine literally put him on the list right now.
Stop. Get out of my head, Frank. Get out of my head. All right. So what are you kind of thinking over there?
I'm thinking I'm going to need to get another wide receiver and a QB.
Okay.
So I'm thinking, I'm not sure which order I'm going to take that in, but that's what I'm looking at. And then maybe follow it up with another tight end later on, because then I'll be having 7 wide receivers and 2 QBs, 3 running backs. So then I'll try to fill in a backup tight end as it comes back around, because those are getting really thin as well. Like there's not too many guys that I don't know.
I live in this area. I live in this area of tight ends. So like to me, I don't know if it's just because I'm like PTSD, like, or not even PTSD, but just like I'm super comfortable with drafting like late tight end most of the time. I mean, especially since I have Laporta, so I shouldn't be really investing too many other higher picks.
You do not need to. You're good.
So I don't need to grab one early. I'm out of that like that Schultz and
like
Njoku range. Yeah, I think so. Based on what was on the board.
Yeah. You got like basically another wide receiver right there, basically.
Mm-hmm. had a little bit of correlation there with Jamison Williams there on that team. I mean, it would have been nice, of course, to get Goff somewhere in there too, but doesn't always happen that way. I definitely need to start slamming some running backs here, and this almost kind of cues us up here for our next best ball term, and that's handcuffing. Just a fantasy football term in general, but as far as handcuffing goes, here in best ball,
you know what?
you basically don't want to handcuff your own running backs in this type of tournament. It just limits your team's upside. If you're playing it safe, handcuffing your own running backs basically just doesn't allow you to maximize, every week. It's almost kind of like wasting a roster spot because that guy is only going to be worth it if, your first running back goes down, which most likely might mean that team's going to be done anyway. Having that backup most likely isn't going to do anything. What you want to do is you want to get unless that person has some standalone value as well. So for example, for me, one nice stack would have been like Spears and Pollard, right? Because it seems like a true 50-50 split over there. Looks like both guys could potentially have some, standalone value. I probably wouldn't do it, but that was probably just the easiest example I kind of had for it. Najee and Warren. Something like that, to where, okay, it's a nice split. Both guys may have good weeks, may have bad weeks, but they're both getting, kind of splitting that work. But if one of them were to go down, then basically that guy is going to be the guy, most likely there. So you kind of want to, again, get away from handcuffing your own, and go ahead and start, handcuffing other guys.
Oh man, somebody just took one of my guys. Tyler
Algier. Got sniped.
Looking at him. Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, and Frank, you took away my Conklin Rogers stack there. Oh, I see. I see how we're doing. I see how we're doing there.
I told you I was going to look at the second quarterback.
Right.
I was looking at a tight end and the second quarterback. So that's what I did. Exactly that. TJ Hawkinson and then Aaron Rodgers.
All right. SJW or SJ Woodward won. Took my Burton.
Oh, yeah.
Sniped me for Burton like 3 picks away. That's brutal. I just made my heart drop.
Jalen Polk. I don't know if you like him.
Nah. I could go like Drake May late here or something like that. I have a team already that I built around New England that I really liked, actually.
Bingo. I like Jalen Polk. Maybe do something.
Yeah. In those Superflex, the Puppy Superflex, because it's 20 rounds for those. Don't be afraid to go down and get Jacoby Brissett. Might be a sneaky little start. You may start over May this whole year, but we never know. One guy down here that I'm liking, if he gets to me. Oh, you got to be kidding. Gibson. That's who it was, because I needed a running back. This guy probably saw that I only had
running running backs right there.
Yeah, because it was getting thin.
Algier, then Burton, then Davis, Lloyd, and Gibson. So there was like 4 running backs right there.
I'm probably just going to end up honestly going like, I'm probably going to go Bateman right here. Actually, I don't have any Gabe Davis. I'm going to go Gabe Davis. And then I need running backs, man, but these guys
I did not know that he's not playing until week 6. That's terrible, but
I don't even think he's playing until even later than that, man. Later than that, even. Let's do it. Jaleel McLaughlin. Welcome to the Rastaholics.
Messed up my whole draft then.
There it is. Who messed it up? Oh, Hawkinson.
I did with Hawkinson.
Yeah, he has some upside. He's been falling, lately. Said he hadn't had any timeline for his return. You got to remember he got hurt week 12. It was late. He got hurt super late last year. So yeah, and just kind of like last year, how I was fading, Hall, Brees Hall, and Javonte Williams because of that ACL. I'm kind of fading Hawkinson for the same reason, at least for 1 year. Obviously, in Dynasty, I'll go buy him if you can get a great deal on him. But for season long, for best ball, especially right now with what we know, I'm not drafting him quite yet. I think his value is still a little bit too high for a guy who, was it Tresner or the Royal said, you're not even going to be able to get till maybe week six at the earliest.
Maybe feel all bad.
But yeah, so that's just my opinion. Not everybody shares that sentiment.
Say, can you roll that down a little bit?
Yeah, are we good? Is that good now?
Yeah.
There we go.
We can see all the way to the bottom now.
There we go. There we
Some
go.
just snaked up some come on Vidal. I'm liking this this guy. It's just a name, but I mean, I'm waiting for preseason really. That'll straighten out this whole ADP.
Yeah, I mean, not straight. I mean, you get guys like Ridley who start flying up the board. You get those guys who are in the best shape of their life. We'll see how often we start to hear that. I basically have like a best shape of their life list. Whoever that they mention about that, any coach that says, "Oh, this guy's in the best shape of his life," not touching him that year. Not touching him. He's on the do not draft list. If you hear that. So yeah, so it's gonna be fun when we start, getting more stuff here out of camps, seeing what's going on. But yeah, we had actually some guys returning this week. Some guys that have kind of been banged up a little bit. So it's nice to see, some of those guys, starting to return. And yeah, man, we're getting closer. I think how many days away are we from NFL football?
I know it's under 100 because I seen that like a couple of weeks ago.
Actually. Oh, I know it's under 90. I want to say we're probably like somewhere 80 days away.
That sounds about right.
Nothing a quick Google. Nothing a quick Google. A quick Google chat or Google chat. A Google search won't help. Do I have to accept the cookies to see this?
Should I take another wide receiver or another tight
end? What are you thinking, Frank?
I'm thinking I'm a stack with Malachi Corley and Aaron Jones. Rodgers.
Oh,
Jesus Christ. One of the Aarons.
You'll get it. All right, so we are 86 days, 1 hour, and 58 minutes, and 57 seconds at the beep away from NFL kickoff.
Nice.
September 5th, 2024.
What? How many days away from a preseason game? Like
a little less than that. Game? Yeah, like 4 weeks less than that. So maybe like 50 something days.
For us.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we'll get any like
injuries.
We'll do anything for any football right now, but like you know how it is, man. Yeah. And then we take it for granted too. We'll be like in week 7, and we're like, "What is this matchup? Like, why am I watching this Carolina versus Jets with Wilson and Bryce Young playing?" So it's like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, for sure. So there we go. So snap! We got Gator in the house. What's up, Gator? How's it going, man? From Club Fantasy over there. I was just watching their best ball draft. They had Scott Fish pop in their chat over there. So that was awesome. Scott Fish popped in with us on Friday during our stream, man. So that was so cool. Get Right Fantasy got the follow from Scott Fish himself too. I took a screenshot. I feel like I could just die happy now. So that's awesome. Yeah, I'm working with Gator here.
Now we're somebody.
Yeah, and we're gonna get Gator on here pretty soon. Here in these next couple weeks, we're gonna do a Wednesday, most likely a best ball. We'll see what it does. But yeah, so we're trying to get that all planned out. So Tresner saying what's up there. One pick away. So there we go. Gator saying let's do another one after this. Let's go. Maybe we might have to. We'll see. Tresner saying if most certain A-Chain get hurt, Jalen Wright's going to scorch. He probably will.
Yeah, that's right. Shot at him.
For sure. Well, it's time. No one sniped him from me. I think I have him on almost every team I got. Tyler Conklin, come on down. You and your 87 targets. I'll take them all day this late. Let's go, Conklin. Perfect backup to Laporta. So I'm done with tight end now at this point. I still need more running backs. It looks like it might be J.K. Dobbins, as awful as that looks. Or you start taking handcuffs here, like Tyrone Tracy could be potential. Braylon Allen, they said he's kind of looking good. Of course, you can get Elijah Mitchell here as well. Maybe I'll do that in case I don't even want to even speak it into existence. But, yeah. Let's just go ahead and Yeah, J.K. Dobbins it is, but I'm not thrilled about it. But it's what happens when you go hero RB or kind of like a, as I call it, villain RB with someone like James Cook. So you can't be pick and choose sometimes. Beggars can't be choosers. That's what I was looking for. Oh, see, they said I should have went Tracy. See, y'all know. I have him on several teams, just so you know. He says Tracy, yes, love me some Tyrone Tracy. Even Gator saying Tracy has the opportunities. So yeah, as the pass catcher, kind of pass catching back. I just heard he's not great like in pass protection right now. Obviously that can change, It's not like they have some crazy QB back there that he has to protect anyway. With Daniel Jones, but yeah, we'll see. Oh, Gator saying he can even jump in draft. We might have to get him in here, man. I don't know, man. I might have a hard out tonight though. It's already it's late over there for him too. He's East Coast. It's already 10, 11, 12, 1. Dang, Gator.
Back to me.
He's doing it over there.
I messed up and drafted Jaron Johnson. I did an auto pick on that.
Oh,
I
really?
realized it did. Yeah, I just put.
Oh, you were deep in it.
Yeah.
Hey, at least you got someone you had in your queue, so that was good. Yeah. That's always good. Chat, let me know, Tresner, Gator, what do you guys think about Tank Bigsby, man? You believe in all this? Let's get him more involved. Whole situation here. I don't know what to believe. I mean, I'm a big Etienne guy. Etienne. But I mean, he did get like what 70% of the carries or something like that. So I mean, even if he just went down to like 60, I think he'd be good. I don't know if Bigsby would have a big time role there, but this late might be someone I have to just target in this build. So far, I'm only at 4 running back, 2 quarterback, 2 tight end. I think I'll probably have to take another quarterback, but I mean, we still got Derek Carr here who might fall to me for that stack. See JJ McCarthy kind of go late here. We'll see what happens there. But yeah, man. What are you thinking? How are you finishing off your team here?
That's what I was looking to see where I was at. I might take a third quarterback. I feel comfortable. I got 8 wide receivers now, 4 running backs, 3 tight ends. Right now, it's let's see if there's anybody that's going to add value. Let's take a shot at somebody, really. And I'm looking for the names right now and see who's going to be coming back towards me. But no,
it's getting slim.
Now. Yeah, it's thin now.
we're getting slim. Yeah. If I probably didn't do a fantasy show, I wouldn't know like half the people that are left on this list.
Shit, I might just take like a Greg Dortch just because he gets that one week that it is best ball. So I just need maybe Odell Beckham Jr. He has that one week where he gets a touchdown and whatever 100 yards or something. And
yeah, down here is where you kind of want to start looking after those stacks. My problem is I don't even know if I have any other. I mean, Derek Carr is probably my ideal pick here, which he should land to me, and I pretty much have to do it.
Who's your other QBs?
That's pretty much Joe Burrow and Stafford right now.
It's not bad. I'd be comfortable with those guys.
Yeah, I mean, I need a third though.
Huge, yeah, they're not huge scorers, and they do get injured. You're not looking at JJ McCarthy.
Nah.
Backup role still.
Ooh.
Russell Wilson was a sneaker. I heard
that's actually who I was going to tell you to grab, Frank. If you're looking for a receiver, Devontae Walker. For those of you guys out there, I mean, I'm a big Bateman fan, so I kind of can't like both of them because basically Walker might come in and take Bateman's job if he doesn't, get off to a good start. But they're definitely looking for a weapon there. So he's an interesting name.
How about Chase Claypool
in deeper formats like this? Gosh, do I really have to go with a Alexander Madison? This is gross. I don't even think I can even take. I'm just gonna rock with 4 running backs here. Do I go with like Trace Sermon? Might have to go with like Trace Sermon to back up in case JT gets hurt or something, man. I mean, I don't even know what else to do there. That's tough. That's a tough spot. I mean, I feel like I waited probably a little too long for running back there. Maybe could have went one less wide receiver somewhere in there. If I go back and look at it, but what can you do? sometimes you got to just live and learn. Never know how
TJ Hawkins
draft will
hurt me, so
unfold
then I had to do another Jawan Johnson. But honestly, even after all that, I still like the ticket. I'm still really good.
Yeah.
I like it. I feel good about it.
I feel decent with mine. So I'm done here. So I'll run through my team real quick. And while you get geared up for your last pick. So as far as my team goes, I'm looking at Joe Burrow, Matt Stafford, and Derek Carr as my 3 quarterbacks, because I had to go 3 quarterbacks since I kind of waited on that one and reached on Burrow. So kind of had to fill out the rest of my team first. My running back room's not great. I got James Cook, Pollard, Jaleel McLaughlin, J.K. Dobbins, and good old Trace Sermon. Then we have, for my wide receivers, I'm looking at A.J. Brown, Chris Olave, T. Higgins, Jamison Williams, Deontay Johnson, Romeo Dobbs, Brandon Cooks, and Gabe Davis. A ragtag bunch of wide receivers there. And then Sam Laporta, probably my only bright spot. And Tyler Conklin here, man, on my team. So it's not the best. Drafting from the 12 spot's a little tough sometimes. But hey, gotta just get it in there and see what you can do. You never know how the cookie may crumble. So yeah, so I went with the 3 quarterback, 5 running back, 8 wide receivers, and 2 tight end build. And that's pretty much where I like it. Sometimes I may go 6 running back, 7 wide receiver, just depending on what combination of guys I have. And then you either want to do 3 quarterbacks, 2 tight ends, or 2 quarterbacks, 3 tight ends. Very rarely do you want to do 3 and 3 as far as those onesie positions. So just as far as total build, I feel like I, was able to get the right numbers. Let's just hope I got the right players to take home that 40K. But I don't know if it looks like a 40K team. Maybe just more like a 10K team.
So maybe more like a 10K.
Right. So you got your pick coming up here. What are you looking at?
One last pick. Well, because I got 2 QBs. I feel like QBs. Josh Reynolds.
Tresner said I should have went with Will Levis, not Carr. I had to do because of the stack, man. I have Olave. So I got that Burrow to Higgins and Olave to Carr stack. So
I'm going to take this Jalen Tolbert, man.
Right?
This Dallas guy. I need another wide receiver. Just finish out. End up with 9.
There you go.
Tresner
says he's in Florida. He's talking to Gator, and he's a Dolphins fan. So there you go. Got Justin Herbert stopping the house. What's up, Herbert? Saying what's up. Giving me a little fire emoji there. Tresner. Yeah, you're right. I had that Will Levis to Pollard stack. That was in play. So there we go. Gator saying he's a Gator and Bucks fan. So there it is. He'll get along with our boy Jeezy. Shout out to the Jeezy ACG Invitational. Make sure you guys go check that out if you haven't already. Let's see. Gator wants to do another draft. Frank, you want to stay on and do another one? I know I personally can't. I gotta get going. But are you down to do another one with the folks here? We got like 30 people here sitting here, man.
Why not?
You want to fire up another one or what?
Sure, why not?
Let's do it. I mean, I could always bring Gator in here if you want. We could probably shoot him over the link if you want to have someone to chat about here. And he hosts the show too, so he'll be more of like he could host us through this thing too. Give you a little help there. Let's see what else we got going on in the chat. That's pretty much it. So we want more. You guys, where are we at right now? You guys that are watching, you guys want to get another one or what? Or are you guys done? You guys in the chat, let us know.
I want to hear. Yeah, I want to see some chat saying yes. Continue or
let us know if you want us to go again.
A minute. We're an hour in.
Already an hour in. It's going to be at least another 45 minutes or so.
So it'll be another hour if we start one right now. So if he gets on and we have to coordinate which the clicking of the button.
Well, he'd be a guest, so it'll be all you having to do all that stuff. So
no problem.
He's down. We got 2 people for sure. Could we get at least 3 more people out of our 30 plus people watching right now? You guys want us to throw another one in here? See us light our money on fire or what?
That was a good draft, though. I felt like that was one of my better.
Oh, you nailed it, Frank. Run down your team real quick while we're waiting for the folks to go in there.
Yeah, so let's take
So what do we got? You guys hitting that like button for us right now? All right. So we have, I think, 7 likes right now is what I'm showing on the video, which is heartbreaking considering there's 30
Right.
plus of you guys watching right now. Hit that like button for us. If we can get at least, we won't even shoot anything crazy. Can we get 10 likes? Can we get
Right.
double digit likes to run another mock right now?
At
What do you guys
least.
think?
So
Can we
run
hit
down
10?
this team.
Go through your team. And if by the time you're done, if we have 10 likes, then maybe you'll fire another one. If not, Gator, we're just going to have to do another time, my guy, because we don't got the like support here in the chat.
What's up with
Just trying to buy time.
So we got, I got the number 2 spot. The guy went CD Lamb first, so I lucked into Christian McCaffrey, the 101 overall. I couldn't bring myself to bring CD Lamb, and I'm a Cowboys fan, so you got to go with the guy. He's the moneymaker right now. Anyways, ended up getting Debo, so it's a San Francisco stack right there. Steph Diggs, Amari Cooper, so we ended up with getting 3 wide receivers right off the bat. Then I went to go ahead and Pat Mahomes. So I just, I felt like I wanted to take a Ty Roberts quarterback at that point. He seemed like the best player available, and just worked it with the build. So I went ahead and stacked him with Xavier Worthy right after that. So that worked out well, just to getting that stack in there. Rumbo Dunze, another rookie wide receiver there. Then I didn't have any running backs for a while because of Christian McCaffrey picks. So I didn't need to. So I ended up going with Zach Moss and James Conner back to back to kind of fill out that running back room. I needed to get a tight end by that point, so I took Dalton Schultz over there in Houston. I like what he's doing over there with CJ Stroud. We got Tyler Lockett here. He's the guy, the most traded guy in our league here, but the guy produces still. Then I ended up going with TJ Hawkinson, which was, I think, a bad pick in hindsight here, considering when he may or may not play. Ended up getting Aaron Rodgers and then Jalen Wright out of Miami to round out the running back room. And then I just, panic picked Jawan Johnson. He went early at that spot. We should have waited on him. But I did get Malachi Corley, another stack guy here with Aaron Rodgers that I ended up getting.
I like that pick, Frank. Actually, that was a great pick right there.
Which is, I think, was a redeemable pick because he fell to me. I can't believe people were like not actually taking him.
There has to be a wide receiver too over there, right? I mean,
yeah, exactly.
we're not thinking. We're definitely not thinking that our boy Mike Williams is actually staying healthy for 1 year, right?
Season. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's why we're so big on QJ last year, right?
Yeah, exactly. But he didn't do anything anyway. So that guy didn't do nobody in fantasy any favors of putting all kinds of confidence in him. Then we ended up with Luke McCaffrey here, just taking a shot on a guy here. It's late. You get another wide receiver stacking these guys. And then finally, Jalen Tolbert, another guy with Dallas, is looking to do a lot of returns and stuff like that as well. So that's how I was thinking he could just get a touchdown that way. So hopefully, just stack some points that way, not just also being a wide receiver as well. So that's how I ended up the draft. I thought it was pretty well. It worked out. The build is good. I think that ended up with two quarterbacks, 4 running backs, like 8 wide receivers, and 3 tight ends. So it's a pretty decent build.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I like your team. I think I like your team a little more than mine, man. To be honest. So, hey, take down that 40K, bro. Throw your boy $100. Yeah, we got him coming in. Let's bring them all. Let's bring them to the stage. Let's do it, man. Let's do it. We got our boy over here.
What up,
Mr. Gator J? What's up, man? How's it going? Nice to finally get you on here and chat, bro. How are you?
Good, brother. How y'all doing tonight, man? This has been fun, man. It's been Monday nights are usually, or Mondays as a whole, are just like a S show in my life with work, and then I'm up all night long, and then so like you saw that, Anthony, where I had we're doing our mock and
yeah.
We had the SFB 13 winner on. Scott decides to jump in. It's like, freaking let's go. We had a blast, right? And then I'm like, how do you come down from that high? I know how. You go and draft the best ball team.
There we go, right?
You get on, you go. And see, the effed up part for me was I had a post-show meeting.
Oh.
So I wasn't able to jump from that stream right to you guys. And now I'm like, okay, can I beg them
to get on one more, right?
Yeah. And I wouldn't even try to get on the stream. It was like, I need to do a best ball draft. And I'm like,
right. You're like, it's not even about coming on. We just need to get this we need to get this draft in here.
I know I can get Frank to do one. It's about Anthony allowing it to happen.
There it is.
Let's be honest, right?
For sure. No, you did it well, man. Did it well. And I'm gonna definitely hang out here with the guys for just a second before I let you go, man. Let you guys get into it. So Frank, if you want to get your share screen going, so you guys can drop in together and get that all queued up. I'll remove mine here and stop that share, and let you kind of take over from there. And while we're doing that, Gator, why don't you, for the people that maybe don't know you here from Get Right Fantasy Network, man, why don't you tell the people where they can find you and what you guys got going on? I'll give you a quick little floor time where we got that rolling. Go right ahead.
Yeah, man. So you have to put me up here by myself. I mean, now.
Hey, that's how we do it. No, Frank took it over. See, there we go. I got you back.
Go ahead.
Frank, we're doing the Poodle, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Is that we're doing another Poodle? Another Poodle.
Yeah, same one.
All right. You just let me know when to click enter, and I'm in.
All right. No. Go ahead. Take your time.
So yeah, I'm over at Club Fantasy FFL. You can find us over on YouTube, Twitter, all the social medias, Instagram, all that kind of good stuff. I host Monday night where we do our mock show. One of the two mock shows that we do. Tonight we did the Scott Fishbowl mock. Next week we'll be doing I believe we're doing a redraft mock next week. Then we got the following week we'll have another Scott Fishbowl mock. But the concept of it is to get the community to know the stars and actually be able to interact with them a little bit more than just on Twitter and actually ask them questions in the chat. So we've had on people like Howard Bender, of course, Scott Fish was on tonight. Golly, we've got who's coming up? Oh my God, who's coming up? We've got Hoove coming this coming week. If you don't know Hoove TV,
you got a new sub.
Yep. So, I appreciate that.
I
appreciate that, man. Now, but we've got Joey Wright coming.
Nice.
It's an absolute blast. With all the shows that we've got going on, of course, we're affiliated with Women of Fantasy, which is a huge thing for me. Propping up the women and not just the fantasy industry, but in sports and as a whole. Tomorrow night, on Tuesday nights, I host the Best Ball show where it's the high stakes stuff, man. We do a lot of the high stakes stuff. Tomorrow night, we're going to back it down a little bit. We're probably going to do a Poodle or even a BBM, something like that.
There you go.
In a couple weeks, we've got a 125 buy-in that we're going to be doing with FFPC. But nobody does that, right? So it's like, how can we make a little bit of a difference? And not a difference where we try to get everybody to spend a ton of money, but what are these people doing in these 125s and $500 buy-ins?
Right.
That
they drafting, right?
Don't do. And these $7 and $3 and even the $25 BBMs. But the biggest thing that I have learned by doing this, to be 100% honest, is we look at these BBMs. It's only a $25 buy-in, and yes, there's a $15 million payout as a total prize. But look at the actual shared percentage, what the overall winner is getting, and it is nothing compared to what you would be getting if you were playing in that 125 or $125 buy-in with only 20,000 people in it instead of 350,000 people in it.
Right. So,
where can we make a difference in our pockets as well as, in the industry?
For sure. So we'll take you out of your solo mode there. And just so you guys know, we got the link up on the screen here. It's down in the chat, man. Go check out Club Fantasy, man, FFL over there. Check out your boy Gator here, man. Again, they're doing mocks like we do over here. We're both in the going for two, Scott Fishbowl, Discord, all that good stuff, man. It's all about the community. It's all about connecting. We just had Jim on last Friday, Coventry. So that was real nice to have him on and get his expertise. We got Lindsay Rhodes coming up here. We've had Howard on before too. So just, a lot of fun. And we're also in the process of maybe getting Marcus Grant, but you didn't hear that from me. We're working on it.
Where's he coming from? Yeah, I think that's something that a lot of people, that aren't in the industry don't get. We're not Walmart and Target, right? We're not competing.
No.
Oh no, it's all together, man. We got to support one another.
This is all about family. It's all about trying to, listen, we're like betters, man. It's 50% is wrong, but the 50% that are right are dead on. And don't think that we don't victory lap. But
right.
No, a lot of people think that, like, when you talk about, like, and I'll use your brand and my brand for a second, but like Get Right and Club, we're not enemies. We are absolutely 100% family. It's just, we're cousins or whatever. We can do our own thing too.
Yeah, for sure. And it's nice when we have moments like this where we can just hop on one another's streams and just get in there and be like, what's up? I'm always in your guys' chat blowing it up.
Absolutely.
It's a lot of fun, man. I'm just a degenerate, dude. I just love talking fantasy football with whoever will listen, man. I mean, that's all it comes down to. Like, forget all the other stuff, the plugs, the reads, the business side of it, man. Truly the reason why we're doing this at heart, man, is because we just love fantasy football, man. We just want to share what we have, to other people, to have them enjoy the game and get the game bigger. Because that just means more money's coming into it. That means more statistics, more people crunching numbers that we can help us, make better decisions on. So it's just great, man. And then again, with Scott Fishbowl and the charity and all that does, man, it's just nice to be a part of something. You get to still play fantasy football and you're donating charity. You're raising funds and awareness for all this stuff, man. That's what fantasy football should be about. So yeah, man. So enough of that. We'll go on for another half hour before we even start this mock. So let's count this thing down, get you guys into it, and then I'll fade out in the background. Yeah, I'm too excited to talk to my boy over here. I can't believe I have to leave here. Finally get him on. Usually it's just always in chat where we're talking, so it's nice to have him on camera. But go ahead, Frank. Counter down. Give him a 5-second countdown and get that thing going. 5, 4. Oh, wait, hold on. Remember, because you have to hit enter and then there's the yes button. So don't mess up and get in there. So hold on, guys. Hold on. All right. So go ahead. Count it down.
Now you can see the other screen.
I'm with you, Frank. I'm with you.
4.
All right.
3, 2, 1. All right. We got waiting on 7 people. So we should.
All right. So we're going to get plenty of you guys in there. So if you want to join us, man, make sure you guys get in here. Go on to Underdog. The link's down in the description. Of course, use that promo code Get Right. When you do, get those deposit matches, but more importantly, come draft with us over here, man. That's what it's all about. So I'll let you guys get to it, man. And yeah, like Tresner said, man, good night, Anthony. I mean, I got to get going, man. It sucks. I wish I could stay for it. But I do have to go. But I'll let Frank and you guys take it from here. I know you guys, I'm leaving it in good hands. I know that, man. You guys kill this, slay this draft coming up. Tell the people, what's all going on and help them out too, man. And Gator, we'll still get you on again where I could be on a full show and get in a draft with you. But yeah, I'm so glad and psyched, man, that you were able to sneak in here, man. That was awesome.
100, brother. 100.
For sure.
Before you go, you echoed the one thing though, and
what's up?
When we started this whole thing, it was like Anthony's like, if I could just talk to more people about fantasy football and just sit there and have conversations about it, you're not lying. I mean, you literally love that fantasy football that much that we're just here to talk about it, really.
Exactly. That's what it's all about to me, man. That's what it's all about. All right, man. You guys enjoy. Make sure you bring them home, Frankie. Make sure you let our affiliate guys just get that affiliate read in at the end. Other than that, man, you guys take care of yourselves. Keep the stream going, man. We will be back here on Friday again with Lindsey Rhodes, NFL Network, man. It's going to be a lot of fun doing another Scott Fish Bowl mock. Maybe Scott Fish might pop in again. So that'll be a lot of fun, man. Nice when he crashes the streams like that. So it's real cool. All right, man. Peace out. You guys enjoy, and we'll see you next time. All right, make sure I don't end the stream, though.
Yeah, don't do that.
We've all been there. All right, fellas. Take care, guys.
Appreciate you, boy.
Absolutely.
All right, so I came up over here at the 109. What's your handle on this?
I ended up at 101, baby. 101.
Oh, nice. Oh, there you are, Gator. Take that. I didn't even notice that. Obviously, here we go.
This is the first 101 I've had in probably 4 months.
So do you like that position? Is that something
I have no idea? No idea. I have no idea.
I'm more of a middle of the guy. I'm more of a 6, 7, 8 type of person. I feel that you get the best swings of players in that area.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You're not so far on this side that you're like, oh, you got to wait so many picks before you get your next guy that you get a good choice of them, I think, in the middle.
Yeah, and normally I'm not a running back. I'm not I'm usually wide receiver
Oh, you had to
wide
take
receiver for the
McCaffrey, though.
first
Yeah.
couple of rounds, and it's like I just don't even know what that green line is on my thing there. It's like why green? I want it
Right?
I want it orange.
But you can't pass up on CMC.
You
I
can't.
got
And
gifted CMC. I don't know how that guy just said Lamb. I'm like, nah, I don't think so.
no, I agree. You can't pass him up. But here's the other thing, Frank. So going from a different position, does that may just change my complete strategy as a whole and give me a completely different build from what I normally do. You know what I mean? It may be, because normally I'm a somewhat of a zero RB or hero RB, but there's a good chance at that 2-3 turn that I could make a dumb move, but it might not be dumb.
They're not all the moves, man. Let me go over here. Hold on 1 second. Bear with me. I'm doing another share screen.
Snapped you off a little puka.
Yeah.
Like that.
There we go. That should be showing there, right? There we go. Got it added. Everybody can see the picks here. I did go Puka, but I was really just considering Garrett Wilson. I think I would probably been happier with Garrett Wilson, honestly. Just because, Puka's counterpart over there as well still. And I think Garrett's like a one-on-one where he's at. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This one here it's already fallen different.
Oh, it's already Batman.
It's already fallen different from what I've seen in the past, where
I'm gonna go some Nico Collins here. I'm gonna go ahead and
three running backs in the first round seems a little bit much. I guess you could take the three running backs, no matter which way you put them.
Yeah, they're always going to fall. Those are the three they're going to fall in the first round, no matter what, though. Like Brees Hall, obviously CMC and Bijan Robinson. Every draft I've been in, those are the three guys that go in the first round. Let's take. When do you like to take your first running back? Then, ideally.
It's usually I try to get out of the dead area before I take one. So it's usually like round 7, round 8, somewhere in that range. So I'm usually loading up on wide receivers because you can remember in these formats, we're starting what is it? Three wide receivers in a flex.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to hammer the wide receivers. I'd like to get those guys, maximize my points. This one here, I may just have to build something completely different from what I've ever done before, because I don't like I don't like the running back or the wide receivers that are coming back right here at this 212 area. To right now, I don't. I think there's better value other places, but I may have to. I may have to go a different route. You get the other side of that coin is, I'm going from redraft mode to Scott Fishbowl mode, dynasty mode, best ball mode. So you got to completely clear your mind of what you've been doing. And David goes and takes Mike Evans, which would have been a perfect wide receiver one that I would have liked right there. I'm not sold on this guy, but I think I'm going to go ahead and take Kyron and just double up on the running back here. Yeah, I think the one spot I already don't like it.
Putting you in this tough spot.
Yeah. It's put me in a tough spot because now I'm looking at these onesie positions and it's like I don't want a onesie position here because it's 24 picks before it comes back to me. Just trying to think of what's going to happen. My projections on the year, I think DJ Moore is going to be the right pick there. Going off, it's 4. Going off wide receiver 17. in this draft. And I think he's got sneaky wide receiver one upside in Chicago.
Oh yeah, no. He definitely has the opportunity over there, and with Caleb Williams, should be a good shot at him. You know what I mean? I've been looking at some of the just staying away from the running backs over there in Chicago, though.
Yeah, because which one is it going to be?
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I'll take the wide receivers I'm comfortable with. Running backs, not messing with them.
Yeah, because you think about where their offensive coordinator coming from Seattle. I mean, 2 years ago it was Kenneth Walker. We had no doubt. Then they go and get Zach Charbonnet, and then we're like, okay, why?
Why? Yeah, what's the mix going to be?
And then we saw what they did last year. It was a true split.
Yeah. And that's what everybody's doing now. Everybody's doing it. There's very few, teams with, a bell cow running back. Yeah, and that's why we're over here just punching on these wide receivers because they're more consistent and they score the most points.
I don't mind them being in a running back by committee, but who's the second guy?
Ooh, I'm thinking about
you got Swift. Is it Herbert? Is it Roshan Johnson? Who's the value for the Bears? The other thing is when you look at what the rule changes with the return game. Did they go and get, Swift to be the RB1? You've got Roshan probably still the RB2. Maybe it's Herbert, but is the other one now the returner?
Exactly.
Right? So we're playing a guessing game, and I'm just not willing to guess this early on any of them. I mean, dart throws, sure, but I'm just not going to guess this early on them.
No, yeah, it would definitely do a dart throw later. Once you have your core, right? Let's get some of this, the mainstay that you guys that your steady eddies that, have been doing this year in, year out, and you can get those in there. But, yeah, I agree with you on that part. You got to wait for the later rounds to take chances on some of these guys. I took a chance on San Laporta here, man. Take a tight end early here.
Well, I've done that before, taking Sam or, maybe a Travis, but when you take them early, now you can just leave that onesie position till way late.
Yeah, exactly. Now I don't have to look at a backup tight end for 8 rounds. At least.
There's and you don't need a backup tight end till around 10, probably.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll be good. Yeah. Now this is where I'm considering: should I take that quarterback, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, or should I just wait and pick somebody later? I'm just going to wait. Thinking T. Higgins, but he might be traded here pretty soon. Pickens. I think I'll take Pickens here. I like what he was doing last year in Pittsburgh. Let's hope this should have a better quarterback. Just throw into him this year. So, again, that's up in the air. Let's see who they actually go with. But I mean, sneakily, Russell Wilson did put up some sneaky numbers there in Denver, even not being liked and everything else was going on over there. So let's see if he does okay over here at Pittsburgh.
I mean, Wilson does like the hyper target.
Yeah. Yeah, he'll stick to the guy. That's why DK was doing so well over there. And he still continues to, but he was just, like you're saying, just zones in on one guy and let's go with that. Yeah, so I'm going to wait. I was just considering, I was like, you know what, since I got that early tight end, I just need to be conservative, get those wide receivers in early as much as well, and, go for the later quarterbacks. There's plenty of guys that I'd still be happy with. I mean, like Anthony Richardson, CJ Stroud are still out there. I'm not sure if they're coming back to me. But, I mean, if I ended up with, let's see who we have left after that. Kyler Murray, Joe Burrow, Dak, I'd be happy. Jordan Love, be happy with them as well. And that's much, much later in the round. So you can still spend a lot of time taking the wide receivers that you need and whatnot here. And then filling up the roster a little bit better.
Yeah, I'm feeling good about these 2 picks I'm fixing to make right here. I'm
looking at?
I'm gonna go ahead and take Trey McBride.
Oh, nice.
Go ahead and get that onesie position completely out of the way. Leave, but here's the one that I think is maybe it's a little bit after ADP, but it is what it is. It's not that much, not that egregious. But this guy, Christian Kirk, in that Jacksonville offense, a sneaky offense. Going to be the one this year. So
yeah,
there's no Calvin Ridley. Yeah, Gabe Davis is there, but we all know what Gabe Davis does. He shows up for a game and then disappears for three.
Yeah, exactly. He's not a competition too.
Now Christian Kirk is going to be the alpha in that wide receiver room, and starting off with DJ Moore, Christian Kirk, Christian McCaffrey, and Kyron Williams, and then throw a Trey McBride in there. I don't hate the start. It's not saying I love the one spot. Don't take that. Don't get that twisted, Frank. Don't get that twisted.
Yeah, it is a tough spot, man. And you have to take them. You know what I mean? Like, but it puts you behind. It's just so many picks that happen between then and and your next pick. That's just the killer. I'm more of a swing guy in the middle, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm happy with the 9 spot right here. It's coming around good. I think that all these other hard decisions that I didn't have to make are made for me in front of me, so I could just easily click. You know what I mean? I'm like, all right, cool. Those guys are gone. I didn't have to think about Bijan or the other running back that went off over there. Help me, Brees Hall. Right when they went right before my pick, and I was like, perfect. Now I don't have to consider them. Like I could just go wide receiver and sit pretty. At least these Bills, like Anthony and I were talking, we're trying to get at least 5 wide receivers in your first 7 picks. So at this point, now that it's coming back to me, I'm going to be looking for a QB. I'm thinking maybe CJ Stroud or Anthony Richardson. That's coming over here, and then picking up maybe a wide running back and Joe Mixon on the way back. And I might do that, just stack CJ Stroud right now since he fell to me. Yeah, why not? I mean, he was killing it over there in Houston last year. He only got better options and whatnot this year, so let's punch him up on the board. I really liked Anthony Richardson last year. I had him as well. But he got injured with him along with Deshaun Watson. And I forgot who even I had as a third quarterback that went down as well last year. I didn't win that league, obviously. I just literally had three quarterbacks go down. I could fix nothing after that. I was like, I could even trade away some guys, but nobody was giving me a decent quarterback at that point. I was done.
Yeah, the injuries, you can't predict them. Don't want them. Can't predict them, but they're going to happen.
Yeah, they're going to continue to happen. Exactly. So that's why you got to have some decent backups. You can't just get all, kind of crazy out of these things. Look, I'm already up next. Wow, this thing went fast. Another guy we're looking at, Calvin Ridley or Romo Dunze. Ooh.
One of the things I've noticed, ADP's changed a ton over the last probably week or so on some of these. Maybe it's because of the marathon, the sprint, but ADP as a whole on Underdog has changed a good bit over the last week or so.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. These are. I feel more comfortable drafting once I even see a first couple preseason games. I know Anthony says, they don't even matter, blah blah. But I like seeing the guys. I'm more of a let me show it to me type of guy. The stats say one thing, but especially these rookie guys, I want to see them on the field, see if they look like they're NFL ready.
Let me ask you this, Frank. When you're going to build your stacks or your correlations or anything like that, do you prefer quarterback, wide receiver, quarterback, tight end?
I like quarterback, just wide receiver. I don't actually go all the way to the tight end build.
Okay. I like trying to build it. I prefer to build quarterback, tight end because it's that onesie that I can just try to slide through and sneak it in and then grab a late round triple stack instead of trying to force the Burrow chase or the, Mahomes, Kelsey stack.
Yeah. Gives you an easier time at it, basically. I think it goes a lot with the teams, though. I like, I've been doing a lot of Mahomes this year for whatever reason, and KC in particular. So I think that you just go for those teams with high power offenses. Those teams have been got a lot of points out there, and it does that stack just looks nice. Right? You feel more comfortable when you get all those guys. So here you going with Johnson as well over here. Lad McConkley went right before you there
I'm
on the
gonna
6.
I'm gonna reach a little bit here, just because there's no way
Yeah.
he gets back
Well,
to
yeah,
me.
yeah, you're on the one. So
Yep.
when you're on the ends, you have to.
You
You're the guy
have
that
to.
has to reach a little bit
Yep.
because it's not gonna. Yeah, you're right. These guys are not gonna come back to you. So you need to get the guy you want to get.
So I went ahead and got my quarterback there with Kyler to stack him with Trey McBride, but it also correlates, as long as Kyron Williams stays healthy, with that Week 17 correlation with the Rams in Arizona, which I think is truly going to be a sneaky correlation game when it comes to the best ball playoffs.
Yeah, and speaking about those correlation games, I think I mentioned on the last week's draft that I did on the this is just to actually pay attention as well as to the teams that are on a bye. There's a Week 17 bye. This is being played out all the way to Week 17. So you want to kind of stay away from some of those teams that are not playing Week 17. You're like, wait a minute here. You got guys on the bench that are some of your top producers. So you might want to consider some of the teams that are playing Week 17.
Mhm.
Especially best ball, I think. If you're doing just a standard redraft league, everybody goes to Week 16 or that's the championship, so you don't have to worry about that last game of whether or not your guy's getting sat or not or whatever, which I think is a very good idea to make sure you're doing that. So there's going to be there's a run on running backs right there, and that's about the spot that I was looking at. These guys: David Montgomery, Stevenson, Aaron Jones is gone. I'm going to start looking at who I have left here in Najee Harris. That's not so bad. Maybe in even some Zach Moss. I don't like some of these guys. Jonathan Brooks. How do you feel about that guy?
Love the situation. I love the situation for Jonathan Brooks in Carolina. I think he's going. They went up there and they got him to be the bell cow. I don't think Miles Sanders has a hope other than his contract to be on the team. I don't know if they can. I don't think they can cut him off the team or release him or whatever just because of his contract or whatever. But I don't think he's going to get the ball, and it ain't Chuba.
Yeah,
it's Jonathan Brooks.
Huh.
That's
falls
somebody
back
that
to me. I might grab that guy next.
Yeah, that's somebody that I've looked in this range, this 8th, 7th, 8th round area, and been able to snag him up pretty regularly. Same thing with Najee Harris, though. I mean, this is right about the range where Najee Harris is going. I just have to leave Najee Harris alone because I think
there goes Brooks.
Two weeks ago, I think I was looking at my exposure and I had 60% freaking Najee Harris. I'm like, oh my God. I gotta lay off a little bit. But you just couldn't help but get the value.
Oh man. No, I think I'm gonna go with Zach Moss at this point. Samir White was doing all right in Las Vegas, but I'm not sure why people are skipping on Zach Moss. He's got his, shot over there at Cincinnati. Now with the moneymaker gone over there. So let's see what I'll give him a shot. I do like him better than Zamir White. I mean, DeAndre Swift, again, that Chicago running back room we're really not interested in. And I didn't want to take Jalen Warren because I already had Najee Harris on here. So that, you want to get those 1-2 punch guys that are literally on the same team. It's literally one guy. You're not really drafting two different guys right there at that point.
Yeah. Especially like you said earlier, where you have these backfields that are running back by committee, getting a almost, all but a 50-50 split. If you have two of them,
it's one guy.
Well, it's just like some of the drafts that I've seen go, running back, or I'm sorry, quarterback. It's a single quarterback, right? So you're taking if a quarterback averages, call it 30 points a week, and all three of your quarterbacks are averaging 30 points a week, you're leaving 60 points on your bench. Why? So the other guy doesn't get those 60, but you're not getting anything for those 60.
No.
So,
No.
yeah, it's the same as getting, two running backs from a running back by committee offense. It just truly doesn't make sense.
And I'm just picking up some guys here. I'm even like considering guys like Zeke going back to Dallas. Like, honestly, that guy might just fall into a bunch of touchdowns. All he was doing in New England, was scoring touchdowns. Wasn't doing much running. I mean, he was not very efficient anymore, but he does block well, and he does have a nose for the end zone. And he doesn't need to run 20 yards anymore. You know what I mean? They know what he is and what his abilities are. Smart running back. So he's just playing up to his abilities, basically, right? So I'm thinking about some of him, Tajay Spears over in Tennessee. I'm liking where he's at. Some Blake Corum as well. I'm just putting some of those guys that are maybe falling back down to me to pick some of those guys up. But I'm also looking at guys like Khalil Shakir, Buffalo. He was injured last year, but he did very well. Looking at him as a wide receiver coming back around. But even considering taking a high-end backup in Caleb Williams for our quarterback. So I think I'm going to go wide receiver first and then consider a backup quarterback or even tight end at this point. Because I have, left that position alone for quite some time now.
Yeah, I'm feeling kind of, I don't know, I'm going to say awkward, but really weird about this draft. Being, again, the 101.
Just throws you up that low, right?
Yeah. Well, because, normally.
What'd you pick now? What'd you just pick here? So
I just went back-to-back running back again.
Mostert and Benson, huh?
Yeah, Mostert and Benson. I mean, touchdowns, and then somebody that I can see having high upside, later in the season. We know the issues with James Conner, injuries, that sort of thing. He's getting a little bit older. They didn't draft Trey Benson, to sit on the bench for very long, I don't think. And he's going to have opportunity, especially in that offense. I think it's going to be a little bit more high power than some people think it is. So that's the route I took. But the weird feeling for me is sitting here and I look at my lineup, and right now I've got one quarterback, 4 running backs, and only 3 wide receivers, and then one tight end. I usually it's completely reverse. I usually have that 1 or 2 running backs, and then by this point I probably have 5, maybe 6 wide receivers.
Yeah,
just makes me feel a little bit weird, Frank.
You'll be fine. I know what you mean, though. When when you know what your builds are and how you like your team set up and what makes you comfortable, you kind of want to see it. In every draft, and it's not even the guys you're talking about. You're literally talking positional, right?
Yep. I haven't won the $1 million yet, so maybe I've been doing it wrong this whole time. Maybe this is the right one.
This is the secret sauce right here, right?
It is get right fantasy for one reason, right?
Get you right here. That's funny. No, well, I ended up going, Khalil Shakir that I was mentioning. Caleb Williams still hasn't fallen off. I was just looking at the wide receivers there, and I was like, you know what? I need to get another guy over here. Now I'm back up again. I got 5 wide receivers so far. 1 QB, 2 running backs, a tight end. There's no tight ends that are coming up that are any worth a damn right now. I'm just going to go ahead and Caleb right now. Got a couple running backs that I could wait on that I'm comfortable with. And I just wanted to get, top tier guys here. I think he's going to have a good shot here, Caleb Williams.
Yeah, I think just by looking at the way this build's going, I think for me, when it comes to these wide receivers, is I've got to go grab a couple more wide receivers. Again, this being best ball, why can't I have 4 more, 5 more wide receivers and they all be quote unquote best ball guys.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you got 3 wide receivers so far, so yeah, you are behind a little bit, huh?
Mm-hmm. And
yeah, I already got 5, so
yeah. Oh, believe me, I am feeling the pressure.
Yeah. I was looking at that. I mean, there's still guys like, I mean, because now I'm like feeling the pressure the other way. Now I feel like, okay, I got two quarterbacks, 5 wide receivers, 2 running backs, 1 tight end. So I'm feeling like I need a running back and a tight end, and probably a tight end first. And Dalton Schultz is I'm looking at next. But I got again Blake Corum and Zeke, some of the guys that I'll be happy with. Shoot, if they let me follow Chase Brown or somebody like that, I'd be happy with that as well. Almost as a backup or handcuff to Zach Moss. I'm not sure if they do too much of that in best ball, though. You know what I mean, like handcuffing or whatever on the players. But at some point, it's not a bad idea because I mean, you're gonna have whoever's in that backfield, right?
Yeah, somebody's got to have them.
Somebody's gonna, somebody's gonna do it that way. Versus the 50-50 guys. The 50-50 guys, the guys are just splitting downs. That's where I don't want it because this is more of a backup situation, I think, here on these guys. So, all right, Gator. So he goes wide receiver, Jerry Jeudy and Dontavian Wicks. Yeah, interesting guy on Dontavian Wicks. A lot of people have been picking him up lately.
Yeah, I mean, if he can spike like he did for 3 weeks last year, 3 or 4 weeks last year, I think there is an opportunity there for him to be the wide receiver 2. Hell, he could be the wide receiver 1, but the wide receiver 2 at minimum there in Green Bay. Again, it all depends on what's going to happen with Christian Watson and those hammies.
Yeah, Christian Watson. Jaden Reed seemed like he busted out because of that. Romeo Dobbs just couldn't get it done right. So yeah, let's see how he turns out with those hamstrings because that guy's got unbelievable stats. Christian Watson, his numbers are right up there with Megatron. Like as far as like length, the reach of the ball, height, all those kind of metrics, right up there with Megatron. So if that guy could put it together. Yeah, it's gonna be something nice. I even I think I even picked him up on a dynasty football team just to have him and just be like, okay, let's see how he pans out. Okay, so I got one more pickup here next. Again, I was looking at running back. So yeah, Blake Corum's gonna be falling to me. I'm gonna go away from the Chase Brown situation that I was thinking about. My tight end got taken, Dalton Schultz, just before that. Yeah. So not to delay that too much. Let's go and take that. I'm going to have to go with another wide receiver or tight end here. Josh Downs was doing some stuff over there on a new team. Jared Goff is out here. Shoot, I almost waited for Jared Goff over here. Could have stacked him at Laporta. I feel like you're saying stacking the wide receiver, tight end. At least I would have got one stack in there, right?
Right. And then that one is so hard to correlate for week 17 because it's the one that everybody looks at. It's the Monday night game against San Francisco.
Yeah.
But I think that's something else that maybe we don't talk about enough is we talk about correlation of week 17, but in order to get to week 17, you got to have week 15 and 16, right? Well, their correlations for week 15 for Detroit is Seattle.
Should I do it? Should I take Jared Goff?
No. Yeah, I mean, you've got Seattle and Chicago in there, and then there's also a correlation between the Seattle and Chicago with Miami. So depending on how you could actually have a nice little wraparound with those 4 teams and throw a San Francisco piece in here and there. It's actually a nice little juicy You can
You see bit right there, right? It actually worked
those
out.
3 weeks with like 5 teams and call it a day.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and do it, man. I still got time for another tight end and wide receiver at this point. I'm happy with the running backs that I have so far. And Najee, Zach Moss, Blake Corum. I think I could take some more, but definitely done with quarterbacks. And it don't usually take 3, but what the hell?
Yeah, I'm not a 3 quarterback guy either. I try to keep it at 2. Same thing in tight end, unless I just wait on tight end. It's very rare that I go 3 tight ends. Again, it's a onesie position. 99% of the time, you're going to be wasting points on your bench. And it's so there's so much more value in other positions.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Especially for against these onesies. So it's kind of the way I look at it, and I try not to get wrapped up where I have three quarterbacks and 3 tight ends, especially in the same build.
Yeah, you couldn't do that in the same build. I'm just gonna look for one more tight end and just basically one running back, and it's fill in as many wide receivers as I can after this. Looking at maybe possibly some Jermaine Burton here. So if he falls to me, like Anthony and I were talking about Tyler Algier and Kamani Vidal, as far as running backs is concerned, I could take another one of those. But Jalen Polk, I don't think he's going to come back to me here. That's another guy I was looking at. As far as a rookie and somebody to have eyes on, but I think I even like Jermaine Burton better than Jalen Polk just because of the team he's on, Cincinnati versus New England over here. But yeah, I definitely need to take another stab at tight end because all the other guys that I just literally put on my queue are gone.
Yeah, I thought my guys were gone, and I don't know why I still don't understand why I'm getting Kirk Cousins in the 12th round. Doesn't make any sense.
Wow. Yeah.
And then I'm turning around and stacking him with Mooney. Okay, nice. Mooney's probably their wide receiver 3.
Yeah.
But I don't care. He's a wide receiver 3, and I'm getting him as my 5th quarterback or 5th wide receiver.
Yeah.
6th wide receiver is where I'm getting him. And I'm able to stack him with his quarterback. So that spike week where he gets 2 touchdowns, I'm taking it.
I'm thinking about this Ben Sinnett, Washington, rookie tight end, Jawan Johnson, who's probably going to be taking over in New Orleans. Excuse me. And he's been doing well over there. Because they finally take the reins away from my guy over there. One second, I had to get through some water here. Slash, because he came up as a QB this year. Who's the other tight end over there? I always blank out on the show here.
In
New Orleans.
Taysom Hill?
Taysom. I've had a lot of Taysom over the years here. So, can I wait a little longer? No, I'm just not going to do anything. I'm going to go ahead and take some Jawan Johnson. I like him set up, but he's a rookie. I know Jawan's been, doing his thing over there. I think I could have waited one more round, but at this point, I need to at least get a second tight end on my team here. And I still got 5 wide receivers, 3 running backs, 2 QBs. So I'm just going to stack up wide receivers here on out, going, finishing out the rounds here.
Yeah, you brought up the guy that I was thinking about for my second tight end. Only again, looking at correlation and stacks and things like that. Washington plays Atlanta in week 17, and being able to add that little piece. Yep.
He's with the shot. I just wanted to take there's a little bit more proven than him. That's all.
Yep. No, I
So
mean,
just you know what I mean. So I would have went with Ben.
I wouldn't be mad. I would not be mad if you were to get him on the comeback here. And just
Right.
the only reason I wanted to bring it up is before you did get him on the comeback, because I've got another 2 more tight ends that I'm looking at as well. That I do not mind grabbing even late. There's a couple of them actually.
Start throwing some guys like not like Corley and Troy Franklin on my watch list here, but I think I might take Kamon Vidal if he falls to me. Not interested in Antonio Gibson in New York. I don't think he's going to be doing much over there at all. Surprised Aaron Rodgers has fallen this far down as well. Yeah, I could have just waited on a quarterback. Next time I think I'll wait a little bit longer.
I didn't want to trust him. I didn't want to trust him.
No?
Didn't want to trust him.
I think he'll be fine.
No. I'm saying I didn't want to trust the other drafters.
Oh, yeah.
That I could wait on the quarterback.
Yeah. Can you wait? Because
it would have been like the last round where you took Jawan. You'd have been like, I can wait. And as soon as you take Jawan, quarterback.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like,
right. You missed
what?
the start.
But why?
Yeah, even that guy, even after I took Jamal Johnson, that guy took Luke Musgrave right after me. So sometimes it helps to pay attention to what other people have as well and what their needs are, so you know whether or not you can wait on a guy at least in front of you, right? And like these turns, you have a harder time. Like I got 3 guys around me that I can just pay attention to. Yours is a little bit more difficult coming back around all the way to the end. But at least you can look at the guy in front of you, right?
Yeah, I am at this point. I'm throwing darts. 14th, so we have 14, 15. We got 5 more picks.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more picks, and you're doing 2 of them right now.
Yeah,
so you'll have 3 after this go around.
So I've got to be a little bit.
See, everybody's taking
I'm gonna have to reach a little
QBs
bit.
right there. Deshaun Watson, Baker Mayfield, Aaron Rodgers, all taking this round right here.
They're all 14. Incognito watching the stream. They're talking quarterbacks. We got to go grab them. That's what's happening. But they don't realize we've already got 2 quarterbacks. So
Anthony had some questions here. He's Gator. What are your thoughts on Sanders tight end for Carolina?
It's funny he asked because that's one of the guys that I'm actually pretty high on. Big hands, big body, got better in college as he was able to be there for a couple years. Looked like straight garbage his freshman year. Last year he looked way better. I didn't know if I wanted to do that, but okay, we'll do that.
Kate Oden? Uh-oh.
Yeah, somebody that's on the field 97% of the time. That's where that one is from. But yeah, Tre'Davion Sanders is somebody that in that offense, when you look at the coaching staff that's coming in, again, Kate Otten just went off the board. 97% of the time he was on the field. He's going to have that opportunity there in Carolina to be on the field. And for a tight end to be on the field 90% plus % of the time, he's going to get some opportunity.
Good.
Yes, Carolina upgraded their offensive line. 100% agree. Still a young quarterback, still learning a system. Tight end is the hardest position to learn on the field outside of quarterback, but I do think Ja'Tavion Sanders is going to be an outlet for Bryce Young, even though they got Deontay Johnson, even though they have Xavier Legette.
Yeah.
I truly believe that this kid at tight end is going to be very, very good. I mean, his freaking hands. He didn't drop a freaking ball. I think he was targeted like 8 times last year. And this is coming out of Quinn Ewers' hand.
Yeah.
We know how bad Quinn Ewers was as far as accuracy and getting the ball to his receivers. Tre'Davion Sanders didn't drop a single one of them. 68 of 68. Insane.
Some of these quarterbacks right receivers gone. How many got? Coming up next here, I got three quarterbacks, 4 running backs, 5 wide receivers, 2 tight ends. I need some more wide receivers here. So, and he just took Troy Franklin, who was in my queue. Marvin Mims Jr. over in Denver. I think I'm going to go with Luke McCaffrey. I've been taking a lot of him. Just want to see what that guy got. And he carries the name, right? I remember seeing his dad play. His brother's obviously done very well. This guy's actually transitioned from quarterback to wide receiver, which is what his dad played over in Denver, which is probably better for him at the end of the day. But he blew it up. I mean, just in the short time that he changed over to be a wide receiver, I mean, the stats are incredible. So, why not? Do you liking McCaffrey, Luke?
He's going to have an opportunity to be wide receiver 2 in that offense.
Right?
Yes, Jahan Dotson is still there. Yes, I get it. But we saw a dip in Jahan Dotson's production last year. Luke McCaffrey is coming in there with somewhat of a name, pedigree, whatever you want to call it. He's also very, very good at his footwork. And that is something that I think Jahan Dotson lacked in. Just my opinion, but I think he's going to have an opportunity to take over that number 2 role. And he's going to come in there with a rookie quarterback that is going to be looking for somebody to rely on outside of Terry McLaurin.
Yeah, and you nailed it right there. He's got to look at somebody outside of Terry McLaurin. Somebody's got to be there, right? I think he's going to have a really good year. I mean, starting right out. I think he's going to be one of those kind of players that just goes in there and just shows that he can be a pro-level player. There's a lot of rookies that I think that they come into the league and they need a year or 2 or 3, especially wide receivers, like a 3rd-year breakout, right, or whatever. And tight ends as well. So I think he's one of those guys who's just going to hit the ground running. You're not going to be waiting for him to be fantasy relevant. He's going to be fantasy relevant day 1.
Yeah,
at least I hope so. At least I hope so, right?
He's probably going to end up playing the slot and be the stereotypical white slot player. But that's what when it comes to best ball, that's what we want, right? I mean, it's only a half-point PPR, but if he gets 5 receptions in a game, for 50 yards out of the slot, who cares? It's still points.
That's decent points, man. This is decent numbers day in and day out, week in and week out here. Yeah, now it's getting thin.
Yeah,
what are you looking at here?
It's getting slim, but there's a couple guys here. Yeah, there's a couple guys. So on the board here, I'm sitting at 2 quarterback, 4 running back, 7 wide receiver, which I've kind of flipped the script all the way back from where I was at. And then the 2 tight ends. But with McCaffrey, Kyron Williams, Raheem Mostert, Trey Benson, I think I'm good right there. But there's still a couple running backs that I like.
Started McCaffrey, Kyron Williams, and you took DJ Moore. Then, which is a 1 wide receiver. Then Trey McBride basically only had 2 wide receivers by your fifth round. Christian Kirk, Deontay Johnson goes after that. Then you take your fighting quarterback and Kyler Murray.
Yep,
it's back-to-back running backs again. Raheem Mostert, Trey Benson. Then you go with Jerry Jeudy, Deontay Wicks. Then you get your backup QB and Kirk Cousins. Stack them with Darnell Mooney. We talked about that. Get Kate Otten here as your backup tight end. Michael Wilson, Tyler Boyd, and now you go with Deontay Foreman on the way out.
Yeah,
one more pick to go here even.
Tyler Boyd is going to be one of those players that, it's an absolute coin flip. I mean, he is what he is. But going to Tennessee, the Callahans are going to Tennessee as well. He's going to know the offense before anybody else, even D-Hop in that, in that room. So he's going to be a coach on the field. And for him to be able to be that comfort for a Will Levis in the 16th round here.
Yeah, right.
Give me that. Give me that.
Some of that, right? Anthony wanted to chime in here. He's like, I was so in on Dotson, and he was coming into last year, and he was looking to take taking placeholder snaps, and I figured that was the end of that. So yeah, and you can see the writing on the wall. Some of these guys, it just didn't work out. They just didn't be crying out. So it happens.
Yeah, we have it every year, right? I mean, there's a draft every single year that somebody, decides that they're going to take somebody else's job. And it is what it is. It's the nature of the business. It's unlike any other business that us normal folk are in. There's always somebody out there looking for a job, but nobody willing to take it. Well, these kids coming out of school, they're not even looking for the job. They're looking to take the job. And, it doesn't matter if you've been there for 4 years, 5 years, or 10 years. Jahan Dotson, right now, would it be too outlandish to say that Jahan Dotson and Treylon Burks are in the same boat?
No. I think they're right around there.
Kind of almost the same position on their teams.
Oh yeah. I think I think he's placeholder as well, Treylon Burks, which has not panned out the way it should have been. I have him on one of my teams, and that's been coming up. I ended up taking like almost a panic pick here at the end for DJ Shark. I just think that maybe over there in the Chargers, he has an opportunity again, like you were mentioning, just to actually be somebody over there and get an opportunity to be a second or third wide receiver over there, or something happened with this guy. So I thought I'd take a shot at him, and I'm going to look at just Mike Gesicki here at the end, because I do need some backup tight end work here. I didn't get too much in that, and I just figured Gesicki could help out. There's not too much going on as far as wide receivers is concerned. Those are pretty much gone at this point. You know what I mean? Like, you're really, really throwing darts right now.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. Throwing darts and, hoping you get that one spike week.
Audrey Estime here. I was thinking about that guy, but Chase Claypool signed. Buffalo, I still, think that's intriguing. Might be something there.
Oh, I so bad want 2 more picks. I'm unfortunately only gonna get 1.
Oh, the last pick coming up. I'm gonna go do a real quick recap on my team here. Ended up with Puka here as my first wide receiver, Nico Collins, Sam Laporta, George Pickens. Got 3 wide receivers and a tight end, which I think that tight end is like a wide receiver for me. CJ Stroud, Calvin Ridley. Then I finally take my first running back in Najee Harris and Zach Moss in the 7th. Khalil Shakir in the 9th. And then I get Caleb Williams, then Blake Corum. And I went back for a third QB, which I normally don't do, but Jared Goff was just sitting there. And I was like, why not take some shots at these, get that stack there with Sam Laporta. Jawan Johnson here as well, because Kamanda Vidal was another guy that we liked. Luke McCaffrey, Zay Jones, DJ Shark, then Mike Gesicki, and the last pick, Mr. Irrelevant for you, is going to be.
Let's see if I can pull it up. There it is. Go to the full draft. Oh, it's Jalen McMillan. I'm sorry. I was like, why didn't you say it? Because I forget that on the best ball on these they don't show up on the back end.
Yeah.
Jalen McMillan. For me.
Nice.
So funny thing is, Anthony put in the chat there, find the next Puka. Listen, I think this dude might be even better than the next than Puka. When you look at what he did at Washington, just last year alone, mind you, 3 games. 3 games is what he played. He averaged 100 yards and a touchdown on every single game. Then he gets injured. Then we all of a sudden we found out that they got Jalen Polk too. Jalen Polk was an afterthought. It was only because McMillan went down. even the game that he came back against Michigan, I think it was Michigan or Michigan State. That game, he had another 100 yards and a receiving touchdown. This dude is phenomenal, and to add him to my Buccaneers, I absolutely love it. But you know what? I'm kind of liking this. I'm kind of liking this draft. I am liking the draft. Don't didn't care to be at the 101, but I don't hate the way it turned out, Frank. I don't.
Feel comfortable about it then? Like the
I mean,
team
this
after
could be
all?
a this
Just want
could
to
be
put
a
it up so I could get Jelly McMillan because it was like stuck on stupid on not showing that name.
yeah, this could be a $30,000 winner right here, Frank.
Hey, we all have shots at these things here. I feel pretty good about mine. I think I could have went with more wide receivers. Threw me off taking that quarterback. The tight end too late. Some of my guys were taken, so I still feel like I have a shot with Jawan Johnson over there in New Orleans again, taking over more of that role. 'Cause I know my guy's not going to be there as much this year, so yeah, I like it, man.
Yeah, what I'm liking about the team, I think, is the stacks and the correlation that I was able to build, and it not be the Detroit Lions, San Francisco. It wasn't the Dallas, Philly. It was some of the games that are maybe sneaky good in the Arizona Rams.
Arizona here with Kyler Murray.
Yep. You've got and then the correlation to get in there. The correlation to get to week 6 or week 17 rather. Throwing in a little DJ Moore with Chicago.
You even shoot Trey Benson. I just noticed that as Arizona right there, right?
Yeah.
Nice,
and then you add in the Kyron Williams. That's a week 17 correlation with both of the running backs. So and then I've got the Michael Wilson I threw in at the end.
Yeah, that was way down here.
So there's
Arizona right here.
Yep. I don't I don't mind it. You talking about the correlation. You got Deontay Johnson, and the Kate Otten, adding that in there. So I was able to find a little correlation at different spots and it not be the stereotypical.
Not the ones that everybody's thinking
not
about.
The one that everybody gets in a best ball tournament of any size. You gotta be a little bit different because when it comes down to week 17, you're gonna see, everybody's gonna have this or everybody's gonna have that team or that correlation. Got to be a little bit different in order to take down some of these bigger tournaments.
Oh yeah. You got like Anthony's putting up here. You got to find the next Puka, and that's where you were taking the shot on with that guy at the end here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we're, like you started the show off saying we're all 50-50, man. We're taking some shots. We take L's on some of these guys, but we do hit and we do take the victory laps on some of the guys that we do hit on. And there is some thought and effort put into these things. It's not like just random, hey, I'm liking this guy. No, we're looking at the stats, looking at what teams they go to, what situations they're in to become successful in where they're at and to have success.
Buddy, it is hard to do. You know this. It is hard to do in a 30-second time frame.
Oh, yeah. You got to make quick decisions, some of these. But it was a good game. Good draft here. We are 2 hours and 13 minutes in. We got 40 viewers still going strong. These guys are loving it. All these, best ball drafts are available on Underdog Fantasy. You could use our code GetRight, and they're doing, I think, up to $250 matching. I think right now, or $500. Can't remember. But they do match. They have a lot of other tournaments as well. A lot of the higher or lower that are going on over there. I like to do those during the season in the games and just looking at those basically looking prop bet type situations here. That's who's going to do some of these, and you get to stack them, and the more you stack, the more you can win on those. But right now it's just literally best ball mania, as you mentioned. It's just best ball here, there. Scott Fishbowl is happening right now. So yeah, hey, it's good times here. So thank you for coming on. Hey, we have got a draft in here. Here's the channel up again here, Club Fantasy FFL. So give them a follow here. Go check out their channel as well. We're all family around here. We're not the big dogs, but we love fantasy football. This is what we're about. We're the degenerates that are out here well before the seasons are getting going anywhere, just doing drafts and whatnot. Anything else you want to throw out there before we close it out?
Nah, y'all make sure if you haven't already. I'm sure if you're watching right now at 2 a.m. on the East Coast, what 11:30, well, what 10:30 out west. If you're watching right now, if you ain't hit subscribe on Get Right Fantasy, go do that too. Go make sure you have hit the subscribe, the thumbs up, all that kind of good stuff. Make sure you take care of your boys over here at Get Right.
Yes, appreciate it, man. Appreciate you having us on the show, Gator. From Anthony, Mike, myself, all the guys over here. Oh shoot, I got to throw out these the new guys over here on the shows as well. Hold on a second, because we got Kendall Vanderbilt going to the Football Tavern, so you got to follow that guy. So if you're looking for some hot takes and cold beers, be sure to tune into Kendall with the Fantasy Football Tavern. And we also got Phil Ruskin over here. He's doing the extra point here with us. Everyone likes scoring the touchdowns, but you got to come out and kick the extra point. So tune into with the extra point with Phil Ruskin live on Thursdays, because the extra point can be the difference between the win or a loss. So these guys got some nice taglines, man. I got to come up with this. And we really roll your sleeves up, so you got to come over and get right anyway. So
that's right.
If you understand what that means, we're getting right now, right after this show. All right, guys, appreciate it for the viewership, everybody out here. See you guys next. I think Friday we got another show. There's so many guys on the network right now. I think we're putting out content like literally daily. So just come on back, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Oh, that's not the outro screen. Sorry.
Wanted to White Fantasy is the play. Marking nothing, but I tune in every Friday. Strategies provided, I will lock in every way. So go